What's up guys, Rezo here coming at you with another Borderlands 3 video. Today I want to show you hands down the actual best build for Zane in Mayhem 3. I've looked around and I've seen tons of videos about the best Zane build, and some of them are decent, but I want to make sure my viewers have the best build possible in the game. The most recent patch has enabled Zane to have his best build to date. The background footage you're seeing is the final wave of the slaughter shaft on Mayhem 3. The enemies are the strongest available, and even with that, this build is tearing through everyone. So let's get into the skill tree. Your core build will begin in the undercover skill tree, and we're going to put 5 points into adrenaline. The other 2 skills in this tier have been rendered useless because of the new patch. This will enable you to get your action skill back quicker and is the best choice from what we have to choose from. 5 points in brain freeze. Whenever Zane scores a critical hit on an enemy, there's a 20% chance to apply a slow that will stack until the target is frozen. This is the best choice out of the options we have to choose from, and it works well with this build. Next is 1 point into confident competence. While Zane's shields are active, he gains up to 20% more gun damage and 33% accuracy. This is depending on Zane's shields being full, which won't ever be a problem with this setup I'm about to show you. 3 points into stiff upper lip. At this point we need to work our way down to the capstone, and this is the best choice we have to put points into to continue making our way down the tree. It will give us 16% damage resistance against whatever the most recent damage type Zane received. 1 point in rise to the occasion, which will help give us some health regen in case our shield somehow gets spiked down by an enemy. Next is 1 point of futility belt, which will give us 15% resistance to non-elemental damage, and after killing an enemy, all elemental damage is converted to non-elemental damage. Straight up 15% damage resistance. Definitely worth taking here compared to the other options. Next up is 4 points in best served cold. It will create a cryonova whenever Zane kills an enemy. Hopefully if they are close enough, it will freeze a nearby enemy. Out of the options we have left, this is the only thing that won't be a complete waste of points to get to the next tier. You will soon find out why we don't need shield capacity or delay and regen increase. 3 points in refreshment. Whenever Zane damages a frozen enemy, he gains 24% of the damage dealt back as life steal. This works with grenades too, definitely worth taking this skill. 1 point in calm, cool, and collected. It resets Zane's action skill cooldown when he freezes an enemy. It will restore health or shields first, however, if Zane somehow was damaged. Our action skill will have 100% uptime thanks to this. 1 point into nerves of steel to get to the capstone. This will give 30% more accuracy, 36% handling the longer your shields are full. Now take 1 point in the capstone distributed denial. This will enable us to replicate our shield mod onto our barrier. Go ahead and equip the barrier. Equip all-rounder, which will give us a shield that completely protects Zane from all sides. Equip retaliation. When Zane's barrier is damaged, Zane and nearby allies gain 10% more gun damage. Zane's barrier will be getting hit nearly 100% of the time, so this is an extra free 10% gun damage. Now we will head to the Hitman skill tree. 5 points in violent momentum. The faster you move, the more gun damage you deal. Try to always be moving when firing. 5 points in violent speed. After killing an enemy, Zane gains increased movement speed. This synergizes perfectly with the previous skill. Next, take 1 point in death follows close, which will increase the duration and effectiveness of our kill skills. At this point, you'll have 11 points left to spend. Over to the doubled agent tree. 5 points in synchronicity, which will give you 20% more gun damage per active action skill. Our barrier will be out 100% of the time, so this is a free 20% more damage. Next is 5 points in Donnybrook. You will gain more gun damage and health regeneration for 15 seconds due to this being a kill skill as well. Now you will have 1 point left. This last point is up to your preference. I personally recommend to head back over to the Hitman Tree and put it in cool hand, as you will inevitably need to reload at some point unless you're a god and get all headshots. Over to the gear needed that makes this the best Zane build in the game. For weapons, you can take Lucian's Call Cryo or a Nighthawken with the anointment that increases accuracy by 60% and crit damage by 30%. Next, take a weapon of your choosing for killing anointed enemies. I normally just use a fire Lucian's Call with a decent anointment. Our shield will be the big boom blaster. It has a 60% chance to drop a booster that restores 60% shields, 1 grenade, and 1 heavy ammo. Thanks to the latest hotfix, we are now able to pick these boosts up automatically by walking over them. Because we took distributed denial, our shield mod will now be applied to our barrier. Our barrier will be spitting out these boosts almost endlessly throughout the fight, which will guarantee our shields stay topped off and we keep getting those action skill refreshes. But that's not all. You may have noticed that I didn't equip a second action skill, and yes, this was actually intended. These boosts replenish 1 grenade on pickup as well. This means that we will have infinite grenades on top of everything else. In order to make use of these infinite grenades, we will not be using our second action skill. This also means we don't need to farm for days for the while Sentinel is active, deal 50% more cryo damage anointment on our Lucian's Call either. There are so many synergies in this build, it's ridiculous. For our class mod, you have 2 choices. I recommend going with an Executor class mod, as that provides us with the most damage output for our weapons and is all around the best class mod for Zane. However, if you want truly infinite grenades without sacrificing too much damage, you can always look look for the Shocker Raider class mod that provides you with 3 points in Pocket Full of Grenades. That will give you grenade regeneration for 15 seconds after each kill. The grenade you will want is going to be the Cryo Hex grenade. That's right, Hex is still king among grenades. This will freeze enemies effortlessly for you and will easily ensure you keep your barrier up 100% of the time. After the enemies are frozen, feel free to waltz up and get easy guaranteed crits on them. The best artifact for this build will be the Icebreaker Auto Idol. This will grant you 18% health return per kill, which will help guarantee your health stays topped off while you're in your barrier. This will give us an additional 35% damage against frozen enemies, which will make them easier to melt than ever. This is the best build for Zane hands down. I picked Zane for my first playthrough and he will always be one of my favorite Vault Hunters in the series. This build tears through everything and makes Zane even more fun to play. That's all for this video. I hope it helps some of you. If you enjoyed it, then please smash that like button and subscribe for more Borderlands 3 content. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.